How you doing, Roy?
I'm doing good, my friend. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Had a weird day yesterday. Yeah, yesterday was weird. No internet yesterday because a neighbor lit a fire. Hold on, let me see if I can get a picture up. It's on me on my phone, so it's not as awesome. I tweeted about it, but can you see that? I don't know if you're really able to see that very well. But this little curve right here, that's supposed to be a straight pipe, a plastic pipe that protects the internet cable, and it's running down a wall. And so I lost internet. Somebody lit a fire on my cable, and it wasn't able to handle the searing, 600-degree heat. That's Fahrenheit. I don't know what the heck that would be in.
That's lots.
Yeah, apologies for being, so behind everyone in the world. Still working on Imperial system here. Let's see.
If conversions are to be believed, that's 315C.
Okay, there you go. 315C. So as a result, really nothing got done yesterday. I was going to work on some other stuff with the dice, and then I decided to kind of change it up a little bit today. And to be honest, we may be all over the place. I've got right now about 3 different directions I want to run in this moment.
It's good to have options.
Sure. The problem is I just want to make sure I stay focused enough on each piece so that we get through it before I switch to another.
Fair enough.
I want to do that. I think it's that's something that I owe folks who are watching this. So here's one of the places I want to go. I want to be able to show when it's a player's turn. So right now we have the ability to bring up, for example, the characters that are in the area and have them show up kind of like cards in a deck almost. We have the ability to target them individually. So I can say, let's target the 2 bad guys right there. So I can do that. Or I could say, well, let's not target those. Let's target the good guys instead. Maybe we have a good guy spell we want to cast. So I can do that. I don't have any way to indicate that it's one of these guys' turns. Now, when we enter into combat, like say we've got these people in the area and we enter into combat, this is what's currently happening. So I've got die rolls for each of the 4 characters plus all the main characters, and one of them's got advantage. And then you see the full list right there. Let me turn off the D&D music because that's going to conflict with Coder's music. And so you get the full order right there on the list. Right, so that's how it gets this order, and that's tracked by the system. Which means the DM can stop tracking the order. We can create a single button to simply say, advance, next guy's turn, next turn, right? Yeah. Until we cycle all the way around back to number 1 on the list, and then we indicate the round is advanced. We just need one button to make that advance to go. So it makes sense to do it. But now we need a way to indicate whose turn it is.
We do. There's no permanent on. Well, I say there's no permanent on screen. We do have our actual characters, as well as the ones now at the top. So
right.
we have a mechanic we could use.
So I played with the idea of like a torch. If you've got the torch, it's your turn.
That's quite good.
It works pretty well from the bottom. It does not work so well along the top. I don't know, I guess we could do a small little torch up there.
I was going to say, you could do a smaller one, and if you put the base of the torch slightly above the lowest part of the scroll, so as if it was coming from behind, from within the scroll, that could work maybe. Yeah, no, I was thinking about that too. It could work. It's going to get potential to block a little bit what's on the scroll.
Then I thought, and to be honest, I actually had figured out how to show it up here. Up here, do I have it here? No. I tried this as an idea to be around the player.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work when you lean away. It looks ridiculous. Yeah. It doesn't work. I tried this for those guys. And this works really well, actually. I think I have this right here. So there's like an example of what that would look like. That by all means indicates it's their turn.
That's pretty nice, yeah.
And it's consistent with Overkill Productions' style of very subtly indicating, it's that person's turn.
Absolutely.
But I tried to do the same thing down below, and that didn't work. Then I tried this torch ball kind of idea, which you're seeing portions of this here. And the torch ball actually looks really cool. It looks really cool for, let's see, do I have it here that I can show it to you? I don't know. No, I don't. It's in a different project. Torch ball would have this magical ball come up, bouncing in with fire coming off of it. And then it had a loop and all of that. And that looked great for the players. But I didn't like how the conflict between the two. I couldn't really do the torch ball above, right? I could have it come down, right, and bounce in, and then the flame going up, and I tried a number of different varieties of it, but I could not get that one looking good.
Given that you're using the same material for these concepts, is there any way you could morph from the ball, which is representative of the player, have it reduced to a point and then shoot up, and then effectively light a fire around the rectangle,
I like
and then
that.
be the rectangle?
That's cool. Yeah, we could do that.
So it morphs from shape to shape essentially as needed.
Yeah, I also like the idea of having the ball kind of bouncing and moving to where it needs to with arcs and curves, feeling very natural, right? And that's kind of cool to do that, to have like a ball. It's almost similar to this idea that you see sometimes in like therapy sessions or group communication sessions where you have a ball or an object and whoever's holding it gets to talk, right? It's the talking stick or something, the conch, right? Exactly. So it's kind of like that.
Nice example coming out there.
So there's kind of that possibility. Ultimately, though, for this morning, and this is in my sleep kind of decision I made, I ended up, and we can still go to the ball at some point, because I love how you're like, the ball could go up and light a fire, and the fire could go around, right? That kind of a thing, right? I love how you're like, not holding back any ideas due to...
Because I don't have to constrain my ideas, because you're going to do it.
Yeah, I'll do it. Plus, I have no limits. I have no limits at all. So we're in really good shape there. But, oh, by the way, I need to get a sense of... sound is okay for you, Rory? How's sound for you?
For me, it's good, yeah. We've got some low-level music in the background. It's nice, and I can hear you.
Okay.
So, all good there.
We had sound problems on the Dragon Humber show, last show. And I everything around. Audio is very loud and clippy. That's what I was afraid of.
I was going to say, it's really good now. Of Coding Gorilla.
Yeah.
So all the settings coming to me are great.
Yeah, you
they may not be so good on the stream.
I'm like now I'm lowering my, so it's showing my...
Also, welcome Coding Gorilla. Sorry to distract from your intro.
Welcome. Yeah, I'm not seeing any indicator that I'm clipping in any of my stuff. In fact, I'm now taking my Twitch output, I'm dropping it down to like half volume right now. I don't understand what is going on, where the amplification is coming from. Roy, can you listen to the stream and see how it is?
I'm listening to the stream. You are a little quiet now on the stream.
I'm quiet now.
Relative to my sound that I get from you.
Okay.
Having said that, I think the music is quite a lot louder on the stream compared to the music I'm hearing from you.
Let me make a few adjustments. I know there's a little bit of a lag here. How are we doing now? Check it. I'm going to just drop down over.
That might be a bit better. It's tricky because I can't mute the incoming volume from the Skype.
Okay, just give it one more listen. I'm going to just talk for a little bit, and you're going to tell me how
maybe I can.
That works. And then I'm going to stop talking, and then you're going to listen to what just happened. Stop.
Yeah, I think that's all right.
All right. That is crazy.
Coding Gorilla says sounding better as well.
Okay. Yeah, it's as if there's a hidden amplifier somewhere that I don't have a monitor on, and as a result, everything is off where it should be, according to what I'm seeing here.
Wow, did your output to me just go up?
Hold on. would look like. I can't tell what these items are. Did my output to you go up?
Yeah, I feel like you're a lot louder somehow.
I can drop myself down. I can do that. I just want to see what's going on over here in my deck here. No. I'm looking for some indication. I'm like wondering, did a kid come by and hit a button on here? Something happening like that? I don't see any indication of that. Everything looks like it's in the right settings. I've got like a bunch of dials on the mixer over here. But everything looks right.
Right, I'm going to say you're fine for me over the Skype, and I'm going to quickly listen in again here.
Okay, check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to turn up the music.
I think that's all right.
All right.
I think the stream is good.
Okay, we'll do it. Thanks so much, Coding Gorilla, for that feedback. Okay. So what I decided to do is a highlight around the nameplate. Here, let me show you what I mean. Let me turn this off. Turn that on. 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 And turn that on. So I decided to do something like this around the nameplate.
Yep.
And then along with, what was it? This one? No. This one right here. So that's what I decided to do.
That's quite nice because you've got two regular shapes to work with that are both rectangular in nature at least, so there's this commonality of shape, and obviously with the same material again, that's going to work nicely.
Yeah, actually they're not rectangular in nature. As you know...
well, vaguely rectangular.
So here's the deal. They are...
To the undiscerning eye.
Yeah. They've got corners in them, is what they have right over here. They have this round corner right here. Mm-hmm. And so you're like, Roy, I hear your Mark, really? That's like Karen being like, Mark, what are you working on?
Not wrong.
Okay, so look, there's the corner. And the other problem with the name tags is they change width based on what's going on.
Oh, yes.
Right? Look at the width now, right? If we exit combat, they go, look at how short Little Cuties is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a bit challenging. So what I did is I ended up creating, here, I'll turn this off, 3 pieces here. I've got a left piece here. I've got a right piece that's very similar, and then I've got a top like that. Hold on, let's go back to, every time we enter or exit combat, the music in the D&D engine kicks in and just plays. So there's the top one right there. I also created a top medium and a top short. And the reason I did is because if we just stretch them in and out, we can't crop. And the reason we can't crop is because it's got this fade around the edges. It's there. If we crop that edge, we're going to see that smoke, that faint smoke, just have this hard edge. It's not going to look good. So we can't crop, and we also can't scale it. We can't scale this from very big down to very short because it's going to look way different. Everything's going to be compressed in. Right?
Yeah.
And it's going to look way different. So what I did is I created 3 different versions of it, and the idea is to find which one of these 3 is closest to the size we want, then scale it so it doesn't look so distorted. Does that make sense? It's a little bit of a nightmare to get to, where we want to get to, but once we get past it, we'll have this cool looking nameplate. So that's kind of what I want to do. I want to track whose turn it is, and I think with that we'll start writing code.
Fair enough.
That's what we'll do. So to do that, I need. By the way, this project needs the internet to even test or survive. I cannot even get a startup because all of our data is coming from the Google Sheets.
Of course.
I'm like, this is not, this thing, I tried running this yesterday, and it was like nothing. The whole thing is empty, and it's like, try to get something from this. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to try. So anyway, all right, so we've got, we need a way of indicating whose turn it is. That's what we need to do. And,
that's the goal.
Yeah, and I think to do that, I kind of envisioned a class, I guess. I think there's kind of like, let's first of all figure out who's going to maintain that. I think the game is going to maintain it. That's what I think. Now, right now, let's look at that. The in-game players. Yeah. So right now we've got this class called in-game players. In-game creatures. All, what is it? All solution. All in-game creatures. There we go. So this is everybody, and inside here, select if is selected, that really means they are on screen.
Okay.
I almost want to change this from is selected to on screen.
That seems reasonable. Yeah. I meant to ask, in the sequence of turns, do the players go first or do the NPCs?
It doesn't matter. It's whoever rolls the highest on initiative. So that's the initiative roll we did. Okay.
Gotcha.
Meanwhile, let's go over into TypeScript land. Let's go find that same class. There it is, right there. Let's find is selected. I don't see is selected. Oh, is selected doesn't come down. I'm pretty sure. Hold on. Let's double check that. I'm pretty sure it does not. So we just renamed this.
I was going to say, if it doesn't come down, then...
There it is right there. It's totally fine. So down. I always think of this upstairs and downstairs. Downstairs is my TypeScript, and upstairs is my WPF C# application. And so in this kind of downstairs world, on screen doesn't matter. They only have the characters on screen down there. Okay?
Right.
So now the in-game creature has an index, I think. There it is right there. That index corresponds to...
Is that their control number?
Yeah. It looks like this. Okay? So it's one base. Okay? The players have something called a player ID. Let's go look at the player ID. Player ID. And the player ID comes from here. It's not sequential, but it can be 0.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, what my thoughts were would be I could actually store this in one number. And if the number were negative, I know it's an in-game creature, and if it's a non-negative number, then I know it's a player ID. Okay. And I think the best place for this is in the game. The game is going to keep track of that, because I'm pretty sure the game also tracks the initiative order. Let's double check that. Let's see here. Let's go find Enter Combat. Right there is a good place, I think. Report last initiative results. This is where I wanted to go. Last initiative results. It's just a string list. Now that's not very helpful. I want the game to hold the initiative. I mean, it's helpful for this. What happens is if you hit Enter Combat and then you need to see that list again, the Dungeon Master can just hit Enter Combat again. Oh, I just realized I spec'd out a whole bunch of stuff in my dream this morning that we're not going to have enough time to do. I was just like, I was thinking about double clicks on the Stream Deck. A double click could mean something, like it could mean their turn. And I was thinking, oh, here's how I could implement double clicking on the Stream Deck. Okay, not too hard. All right, so that'll be something for later. So initiative is not stored anywhere. So we need to, I think, start storing initiative. That's what I think we need to do. And so we could store it as, like I say, a list of ints, and if the int is negative, that means it's a player. That's what we could do. I kind of feel like that's what I want to do. So let's try this. Something like this. Game dot clear initiative order.
But you're going to need some integer to represent positionally who we're talking about, and a second value for the initiative itself.
No, I don't think I need that. I need just a list, and the list is going to be in the order of initiative.
Oh, I see.
That's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to stick it in a list. And so the first element of the list is the first person who has the initiative.
Right, and were you going to use their index as the data?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do. All right, so let's declare that. And let's create a, I know it's kind of a little bit, it almost feels like I'm doing a new list.
Well, it's kind of character IDs in initiative order.
Yes, that's kind of what we're going to do here. So we're going to say initiative IDs.
It means you won't actually have the initiative. So is it used for anything other than the order? Do you need to do any calculations in the client side?
I don't think I need to answer that question yet.
Okay.
We are in the client. We're in the client side now, right? Or no, I guess we're the server from the. Well, I guess it depends on your perspective. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna go do this. I think the answer to that question is not needed right now. I don't think I need the answer to that question to do anything on here now. Well, I don't know. Usually I find out that your foresight is was.
Well, I'm not
correct.
certain of anything. I'm happy. Let's go with what you're thinking.
All right. So here's
if
this.
something happens, we can account for it then.
Yes. We're in the game. So next, the other thing I want to do is, I guess, I want to say, I do want to take these internals and hide them from anything outside. So if we want to change it later to like something more sophisticated, like an actual list of creatures or something like that, we can do that. But for now, I also want to have, I think, a variable type int, which is going to be our initiative index, like that. I want to see, do I have anything in here with the word round on it? Just in this file? I have advanced round. Got a rounded. Wait, I want to actually not advanced round. I want advanced turn. Do I have anything with turn in it? What's happening here? Ending turn 4. This is when we get a creature taking action. That's the next player. I think I want to leave these alone. So these are advancing the round or starting the round automatically if they have to, like if we get into this thing. But I want to leave these alone. I want to have this code can work independently of our other code that's checking to see whose turn it is, I think.
Okay.
I think. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Let's do this. Let's say this. Let's do this. We're going to say creature taking action. What am I calling this? Our initiative index. So we're going to say set initiative index equal to player, like that. Let's do that. Let's declare that. Put it all the way down the bottom. All right. And now here, I want to check to see in this, I want to do something like this. I always start with this, you know, something like this, and then somebody says, here's how you do that in length. But if initiative IDs of I, I think I want to hide the details of this as well. So I want to say if initiative ID matches, and I'm going to pass in, I think I'll do this, matches player.
Is it not just an index of player.id, on the list itself.
Yeah, it is. I could do that too.
Unless you're looking to do something slightly more complicated, maybe. I don't know.
No, I can kind of do it. I guess what I'm worried about is what happens if I change this later. Because I'm thinking I might change it. And so I'm like saying, well, let's create methods to kind of, hide the details of this, so at least this code still works. But you're right, I could do something along those lines where I could say, I'm not sure I can get the index.
Actually, no, I missed it. I thought you were doing trying to retrieve rather than set. So, yeah, maybe ignore what I said.
No, I think no, I'm going to set. But hold on, I think we can do it, right? So we say do this index of, and then we say player. Let's do it your way for now.
Okay.
And there's player ID right there. And then we're going to say initiative index is equal to that, and I want to change this to a something like this. Let's rename this to uppercase. Let's give this a backing store. And I want to do maybe an event here. Fire an event when the initiative order changes. So now what's cool about this, so here's why I'm doing this. I apologize, I just realized I was kind of taking this whole path a little bit, and Roy, you're going to maybe have to help me stop from doing this. It's like I'm your guide today, and all of a sudden I'm like going down this path all of a sudden. Everybody's like, wait, why is he going down there? And then you're like, we talk, and then I come back and I'm going over here a little bit. I think I'm going to do that a little bit more today. But here's what's going on. Here's the value in what we've just done. We have an event, so we can update in-game UI at a higher level, right? Because we're down low level right now. We're in D&D core, which is, no UI down here at a higher level, okay? We have the ability that's going to work with existing code. Like, what was it? Player taking action, I think is what we saw. Player taking, no, what was it? Creature taking action. Okay, like that. Creature taking action, who calls this? It's a player there. Prepare attack, oh, it could be a bad guy too. We might want to do this.
207, where are you? We need your help!
Look who's here, kids.
Oh, not Aron. Here, I have.
Nice. All right, so here's what the code's going to look like now using our, whoops. Else, we're going to say this is equal to, and what's the creature dot, no. It's got to be an in-game creature. Let's go look at in-game creature. What's going on with that? When code became a gang and Rory was awesome. Okay. TypeScript, always welcome.
I'm not sure I understand that, but I'll take it.
We'll take it as a compliment. Let's go to in-game creature a second. Shoot. So an in-game creature has it, but the others do not. So I guess the problem is we really, I think, we can't really do anything else here. There. But we can create another one, set initiative index for in-game creature. Well, since they're so different, we can just do this. This is going to be index, but it's going to be a negative index. Okay? You kind of with me on that?
Yeah.
So this allows me to, I'm going to rename this. Set initiative from creature. I guess I am going to give these two different names. Set initiative. Yeah, it's got to be index. Set initiative index from in-game creature. I don't know, I'm getting there. Maybe even change this to player. Yeah, I know. I apologize. I've been rewriting and rewriting this this code, but
you have not synchronized the word player on that other method.
I'll get down there and do it. All right, I'm focusing on the code, e307. Can't just make me dance. All right, so we've got now. The cool thing is, I'm not sure if I made this clear or not, but we want to have a method that advances our initiative index.
Yes.
Right, but we also want to independently for somebody to say, "I'm taking action now."
Okay.
The only thing about this. Is there something called a reaction? Oh, but you know what? Looks like we're preventing against that because we're checking to see what the casting time is on that. And I think we got somewhere in here a reaction. One reaction is not checked, so we're not actually going to come in here if they take a reaction, I think. So that looks good, actually. Okay, I'm feeling good about that code so far. All right, so we've got an initiative. We are storing, yeah, this is why it's not a good idea to write code like this, because now I have to comment it and explain it. Negative IDs are for in-game creatures. Non-negative are for players. Like that. I'm going to put this on the exact same line as this. Okay. Yeah, not my favorite, but that's what we're doing now. Okay, so now we've got this ability to set the initiative on there. We have, let's go back out to where we called the clear initiative order. And now we want to come down and do the next thing down here. So we want to come down here and I think we want to say, someone here, I think we want to say add player to initiative, to initiative order. And we're going to pass in the player role.id. Right? Pretty
Don't
sure
we need
that's
to pass the player in so that we can then extract his ID from him, but also the initiative role that he currently has? Or is that's not on there, is it?
No, this multiplayer summary, when we're dealing with initiative, the multiplayer summary is in order. And
of course.
And the ID is the ID of the player. So I'm working with this player role object, which is not the same thing as a player. It's just got this data in it. That's just coming to us from the signal R.
But is in the right order, then we're fine, because literally the order you add them in will be the order they exist within, which is exactly what we need it to be. So yes, all good.
So let's do that. So let's go add this piece. We're going to declare that in there.
Hang on. Does it also process the creatures though?
Yeah, that's my on. The answer is it does, but the IDs of the creatures are not negative coming back. They're not.
Yeah.
How do we?
You're going to have to pass in a calculation if they're a player, just do the ID, or sorry, if they're an in-game. Yeah, if they're a player, just the ID, and if not, then negate. So what, a Turner expression passed in? Well, the result of which is passed in.
I need a way of sending that data back. I'm just looking at the. I'm looking at the. This is what comes into the Dungeon Master right here. And so you've got we're showing only the first name. So this is Tanjore, Miles, Little Cutie, Benjist, Merkin, I'm not sure who that is, Lady Fred, right? But the problem is so we have the name. Hold on a second. Let's get back out of there. We have the name. Get the marker here. Yeah, we have the ID, but we don't have an indicator if they are a creature or not.
Oh.
An in-game creature or a player. And
that's because when this was created, it was a player role and not a more generic role.
Yeah. Let's go look down. Let's just jump over into TypeScript for a second. Let's go find this guy. And let's just explore around. Let's tap the next reference on this thing. That's where we're finding it. The player role, multiplayer summary. Can we go through this? This is where we're creating it. So the question is, can we find out the player ID is in the die? Let's go look for die.playerID assignments. I've got to kind of search for these because I don't have. Okay, that's the player ID. These create die at dice from DTO. So this is the dice DTO coming down. The label, where are we getting the label from? The dice DTO. How are we getting to the player ID? I want to figure that out. Player ID is passed in as maybe a -1. I wonder if it's coming back as a -1. Or are we actually doing this? At dice from DTO, what are we passing into the player ID? I don't think we are. It's after this, is that right? Player ID is the last one. All right, so my idea is, what if we store in the dice DTO the player ID for that die?
Okay.
And then we'll have all of that data in there. So let's do that. Let's call this creature ID maybe. We'll set it to negative on the other side.
Yeah.
And then, let's see. Then we're going to pass it in here. So is magic... Why not? Might as well add his magic as well. So we'll say dice DTO dot is magic and dice DTO dot creature ID. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Let's go back up here. Let's add his magic. Like that. We're going to add these two to dice DTO up here in the C# world. Why am I not seeing DTO here? What's my options? Do I have anything cleared? Oh, types are not shown. Okay, there we go. All right. Here we go. So we need creature ID, and we need a Boolean called is magic. Like that. Dice DTO. Let's see where we're creating these. By the way, the dice right now are defaulting to white on black, white text or black text, sorry, on a almost white die. But what's cool is we can create individual die colors for the monsters. That's something that shouldn't be hard to do at all.
That is cool, yeah.
Okay, add dice. Is this the only place we're creating it? Here's another place we're creating it. Any other places? That's it, only 2. Good. Okay, so this is add dice. And what do we got here? There's no player ID coming in here. I'm going to come back to this one. Let's go over here. This is for the in-game creatures. Definitely want to do something here. So we're going to say NPC monster dice dot creature ID.
Yep. Equals
in-game creature dot index, but I'm going to make it negative. I'm not liking this, Rory.
The trouble is trying to remember in which places it's negative and in which places it's not.
Yeah, I almost need a function that says
if you
index from.
If you name the creature ID negative, then you'll know to expect that it should be negative when it's in there, and you'll know to assign it as a negative.
Well, but the DTO could also take a positive. I'm allowing for that possibility. It could take
creature in this case can be a player. Okay.
I'm just going to say in-game. What if I did this? Holy cow. Could I do this?
A Boolean that says is.
What if I just...
I don't know.
Wait, what if I, on reading the data, just made it negative once and I didn't do anything else after that? Could I do that?
Oh, you read it straight out of the sheet?
Yeah, and I just make it negative after I've read it.
Does it need to be non-negative for anywhere? Do you already have it as an index in an array someplace?
Yeah, I don't know. You know what? Today I'm gonna do this for now. I'm gonna be like to do. Get yourself out of this mess. Negative index mess. Yeah. I'm gonna say negative indexes for in-game creatures. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this comment here at all. I thought I was gonna be able to get out of this, but I'm not. So, all right. So I don't need to worry about it is magic or not, but I do have this. That is important. Add D20s for selected. Let's go look at the other new DTO. And this one is add dice. Let's go trace this one, see where that one's coming from. Only one place. That's in the saving throw. Also for an in-game creature, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's for that in-game creature. So we got to do the same thing here. Add parameter this dot index, and I think I got to make it negative. Not here, but back at the other place. So we're going to say dice DTO dot creature ID is equal to index. Let's rename this to creature ID. Get back out and make this negative here. Oh my God, no, we're not going to do this anymore. I'm stopping it. I can't handle it anymore. So let's go back out to where we had the comment that said, get me out of this mess. Instead, what I want to do here is I want to say in-game creature dot get index I want to do the negative thing in this one get index.
You could just have a property on there that says is in-game creature, which implies that, you know, if you need to put it together with a list that is non-in-game creatures, that, you know, one of them needs to be negated for that niche time, that niche section of code.
I'm going to do this. This is what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to call it universal index, and that's what I'm going to do.
Okay. Nice establishment of a universal thing.
I hear your suggestion, and I just want to say now I've got a comment at one place, and we're just say in-game.
Smoothie says sound not so good. Overmodulated like the gain is cranked up. Let's switch and listen.
Yeah, I'm like, what is going on? Do I have a mixer that's dying? Sounds like it was Sunday, just like it was Sunday. Yeah, we had problems on Sunday.
I've got the stream up and your sound sounds good.
Check it.
Mine is maybe clipping though.
Yours is clipping. All right, let me drop yours down.
Coding Gorilla says actually it keeps fluctuating, so it's nothing consistent.
Yeah, I'm now looking at my mixer like, is my mixer the problem?
Okay, now you turned me down. I could hear me with a lower volume. Did that sound good to everybody else? Testing 1, 2, 3. How does that sound?
Let me try. What if I did this? Drop that. Just drop the master volume desktop
Mr.
down.
Smoothie says that Rory sounds better now, so possibly that's okay before that adjustment. We'll see.
Check. Okay, I did lower you down. I can lower you even more. It's crazy. You're almost all the way to 0 on these sliders. I'm like, what is going on?
Something else must be boosting me back up.
Yeah, everything, all the gains are to 0 on your channel. I think it's a problem maybe with it's either the sound card or the mixer. I'm gonna guess it's the sound card because I've had problems with the sound card. Maybe we'll swap that out for tomorrow show. We'll see if we get any better. We have to adjust volume all over the place again. Thanks for that feedback, Mr. Smoothie. Glad to have you with us out there. So in-game creatures, creature indices will be negative, like that. And I could create maybe a similar get universal index call off of player, something like that to get it. But now maybe I like this a little bit better because now I at least have an explanation in one space rather than multiple places.
Yes.
Okay. Where's the other one? Is it in the call to add dice? Here. Okay. Like that. Okay. And in both of those places, now that's a negative number. That means now the data coming back to me would be negative. Would be that same piece coming back. So let's go see how we're doing here. Yeah, so now we've got the negative number coming in here. Add player to initiative order. Cool. And we're going to say initiative IDs dot add. And we're going to say ID. I don't think we need to do anything there. And we can actually rename this to add creature to initiative order. Set initiative from in-game creature. We're going to again come down in here. Again, we're going to say in-game creature dot get universal index of the index. So we've got.
Does in-game creature and player inherit or have a common ancestor of any kind?
Object. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, I looked at that earlier. I was like, do we got anything? But yeah, it's object. That's it right there.
Okay.
I know. Let's see. I think we can drop these guys down here. Okay. Clear up to get a little more on screen here. So let's get back. Add creature to initiative order. Is that all we need to do? I think it is. We're still storing the initiative results in a local string here, which I guess I'm okay with. All right. Next. We need a way to tell. We need a way to advance the initiative. To change the whose turn it is. In other words, let's see. That's going to be in D&D game, and that's an initiative index. So I think we need a method called advance Is it going to be advanced turn? I don't think we have just a general advanced turn or next turn, maybe that. So next turn, that's our method. Okay, and so next turn is going to basically increment initiative index. I think.
Yeah.
And hold on.
Fair.
And then in initiative index, we're going to say, we're going to do this. We're going to say, hey, if value is greater than initiative IDs dot count -1. No, if it's greater than or equal to, we'll just do that. Greater than or equal to that, then we're going to say value is equal to 0. And if there's a change, then we want to fire an event. Okay? Now I think I want to create an event in here, some type of EV here. It's going to be a normal event, and we're going to call this initiative, no, turn changed, turn changed. Turn advanced, turn changed, active player changed, active player changed. That's my event. Let's use CodeRush to create an event trigger for that. And I don't think I want anything inside of here. I'm going to, for my event args, I'm going to type in EAE for event args empty. And then for the sender, I'm going to just send in this as the sender. And so there's my trigger for it. Down here, I'm going to replace that to do with that after we set the initiative index. Okay. We need something that says, we need a function that returns a, I guess an object. It's going to say get active creature. Get active turn creature, I think is what I'm going to say, call it. And hey, got something on my beard. Who's that? Classic Game Lab. How's that? Did I get that off of there? Just a little something there. Did I get that? Thanks, Classic Game Lab.
I didn't see it, but well done. Well caught.
Good job, Classic Game Lab. So get active turn creature. So this is going to return the creature's active turn it is based on my initiative IDs and the initiative index. Initiative index, by the way, I think we should initialize that to a -1. That's what I think. So we're going to come down in here and we're going to say, hey, look, if initiative index is less than initiative IDs dot count, no. If it's less than 0, then I want to say return null. Then I want to say, I guess I could also say, I could do some other protection in here. So, or if initiative index. How are you? Is asking Classic Game Lab. I'm good. How are you? If it is greater than or equal to initiative IDs dot count, then we're no good either. Otherwise, we're going to say. Then we're going to come down here. We're going to say, hey, look, the index is equal to initiative IDs of the initiative index. That's going to give us a positive or a negative number. And then I think I want something that says if I almost want to, is indexed. No, maybe not. To in-game creature. I don't know, I'm playing with this. Go ahead, what do you want to say, Rory?
Well, I mean, I can see where you're going. Obviously, as per previous conversations, we're returning an object because there's no common ancestor between the in-game creature and the player. So now we have to determine whether the index in question refers to a player or an in-game creature, and then use the appropriate method of getting that particular object in order to then return it. So pretty much what you're doing.
Yeah.
Classic Game Lab says, what are we building? Well, there's a question. We are building so many things, but the common theme here is a second channel that we have, Dragon Humpers, in which there is live action D&D roleplay going on. It's a comedy channel, slightly less family friendly than this one. Be warned, there be dragons in so very many ways. We have characters, they have character sheets, there's a dungeon master, there's adventuring, there's questing, and we are writing and building all of the tools to augment that on this channel. So we have, as we said, we have character sheets, we have special effects, we're keeping track of the actual so the actual individual has to. We're calculating all the die rolls based on what they should be and judging success and taking away from health and pretty much all the things you can imagine. Right now, we're talking about how to maintain whose turn it is within a given round. Of course, that being made up of the players that are playing and the NPCs that are also present, all of whom will have rolled for initiative at the start of entering combat, if I have that right. So you roll for initiative, you get values. Whoever's got the best value, they're going to go first. So we're going to make sure that we store all of that information, and then we're going to highlight exactly whose turn it is within the round with some nice special effects.
Sound effects are loud and drowning out Rory.
Oh.
What is going on? Oh my gosh. I'm like, my settings on the, my settings on my mixer are unbelievably low. I've got them almost all the way down to 0. I just dropped my desktop sounds even further. Thanks for that feedback, Smoothie. I appreciate that. Hopefully that'll be a little bit better now. I dropped them down. Okay, cool. Thanks. Yeah, I think I got to do like a separate stream on a different channel just to listen to the sound effects for a second. So cool. Yeah, that's Fred over there next to me, right over there. Fred is our, our pair programmer. You having a good time so far, Fred? All right, he's with us. Okay, let's see if I can remember where we were. We need to get the creature right here. So I guess I'm thinking if it's an index to an in-game creature, and I just want to declare this, and I just want to simply come back and say, hey, look, return index is less than 0. So I'm just, I have two places in my code where this kind of funky kind of thing is happening rather than having to worry about that everywhere else.
Yep.
Maybe 3. I'm about to add one more, but that should be it. So get creature from index. Oops, I needed to pass in an index to it. Like that. And, well, let's add that as a parameter. Yeah, we're inside Visual Studio, and we are also dogfooding a product called CodeRush from DevExpress. And that's a product my team works on, and so we're just using that to write code. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, wait, I can't do it here. I need to go to all in-game creatures. I'm still not even liking this code, Rory.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm like, that's kind of what I'm doing. Back here, I'm going to keep this in here, I think is what I'm going to do. I'm going to call this get in-game creature from index. Is this C#? Is this a web or desktop game? Wordwake's out there.
WPF controlling application sending messages via Signal R to a web server running inside of OBS, which projects onto the screen in front of you when composited with Mark's image and several other pieces.
Yeah.
So C#, TypeScript, obviously some HTML here and there.
WPF.
WPF.
Yeah, so it's not...
It's a nice eclectic mix of things.
Yeah, it's not a web game. It's for just that one stream that we put the link to up earlier in the chat room. Yeah, it's just for the stream. So it's special effects. It's like, think of ESPN level graphic effects for Dungeons and Dragons. So with die roll, you know, spell effects, all that kind of thing. Played on a table. That's right. And in
this case, we have a nice virtual table with virtual dice and virtual effects and all the things that are difficult to bring to a table.
Yeah, I'm like, I've got get universal index, and I want to say, I think I want to, I don't know, I'm going to do again something like this. I'm not liking this at all. It's like I thought I was really get normal index from universal. I thought I was going to be, you know, saving me some, you know, messy code, but here it comes.
So the messy code, the stuff that you don't like, is this still all in roughly the same place, or is this distributed?
Yes. No, it's all in one place. So
that's not too bad.
It's not too bad, but it's like I'm like, you know, I thought, oh, this would be clever to do this. It's only one. I'm only storing something in one location, but so I'm getting normal index from universal, and then I'm going to call get in-game creature from index. I think I can do this. Let's do this instead to all in-game creatures dot get by index. I've already got it there. So there's one of my return pieces right there. So otherwise, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to say return. Don't I have like an all players dot what's in all players? Oh, it's just the class itself. I wanted return this dot players dot. Do I have? I wonder if I have a get player from ID. That's what I want right there. And then we're going to pass in the index there. Okay, so that's going to return get active turn creature. That's going to return who the active turn creature is. Either one of two things, either a player or one of the in-game creatures like I've got up there across the top. I want that public. And we've got next turn here. So this is telling me my initiative has changed. So we are not calling next turn from anywhere yet. And I think we need to do that. So let's go create a new, I think, Stream Deck button. And we'll do that. So we're going to, it's actually something pretty simple. I'm just looking to see if we have any samples that are simple in here. Classic Game Lab. SQL? No. No SQL? No. DB? No. 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 Nope. It's a Google Sheets database.
Yeah.
This is it. Our data is in Google Sheets, and we're loading it up. We've got like all the spells here. We've got you know, all of our shortcuts. We've got all of our wind-up effects in here, spell effects, different functions. We've got, if you go to our spells, for example, we've even got we have events like on preparation complete, that sort of thing. You can see different spell effects that are happening here based on different events that we're firing. So that's what's going in right there. Code Rush DB says Jensen Simmons. Yeah, you know what? I guess Google Sheets does count as NoSQL. I'm going to say yes, it does. It's all in Google Sheets.
It's one of the more extreme forms that you'll have come across.
That's what's going on there. Okay, so I'm just going to duplicate this class right here. We'll duplicate this. We're going to call this the next turn command. And I think I just need something looks like this. Next turn. I don't care about any of this. And we're just going to say, hey, look, return. This one's going to be very simple. It's just going to say, hey, message is equal to next turn. Do I have that on the clipboard? No. Next turn, like that. That's it. We're going to execute this command. Let's go implement that. And then come down over here into, now we're inside the XAML app, and we're going to say game dot next turn, like that. That will then advance it. Do we have code to advance it? Yeah. We're just increasing the initiative index.
Yep.
Initiative index, if we go look at our setter for that, checks to see, hey, if we're greater than the count, then we're going to go back down to 0, so we're cycling around. If it's the same as last value, we don't do anything. Otherwise, we set it, and then we're going to call onActive player changed. And then that's when we're going to be able to come in and choose called get the active turn creature if we want to. So we need to hook this event. That's the last kind of piece in this thing that we need to do before we can start, testing what we've got and making sure it still works.
Yeah.
So let's see here. I want to see what we've got. Hook game events. I'm going to call it there. So we're going to say game dot, what was it? Initiative. Did I call that? Let's just do tap control, no events there. Let's get all the way back here. Tap control, hit events. I forget what I call it. Was it? It wasn't active player change, was it? Was that it? It was. Okay. All right. So active player changed. Game active player changed. Then we got to do something with that. I'm going to throw that down at the bottom of the file. And I think I'm going to run. Let me close down this existing one here. Anything else I need to do? I need to refresh on the die side of things. At the very least, the die roller. I'll go ahead and initialize it. I'm going to refresh all 3 of these. Mark Miller sequel. SQL.
Sure, why not?
Let's see. We starting up? Where are we? Here it is. Here it comes. Okay, so let's roll for. Wait, let's get the creatures in game. Let's get the in-game creatures on screen here. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Let's now roll for initiative. I'm going to turn off Coder's music for a second, and here comes the initiative. So there's our initiative, Lady Miles Tanjore. Sound effects are much better. Oh, good to know. Thanks, Smoofy. Okay, so we've got Lady Miles Tanjore Benjist. Let's go to my... Oh, shoot, I forgot to do something. Ah, darn. All right, let's go. I got to register that command that we added.
Oh, yes.
I keep forgetting to do that. That's over here in change command. The next turn command, let's move this into its own file. Copy that to the clipboard. Let's go back to change command, find where it's registered. There it is. Let's duplicate that. There we go. Okay, so that's saved. Now let's run. Meanwhile, over on my Stream Deck, let's go over to the Dragon Humbers channel. And I think we're in, the music's coming from the D&D side of things right now. I want to go add a new command, probably right here maybe, called next turn. I'm going to copy this, paste it up here. This one we're going to call this next turn. So there you see that I'm writing that there. I'm going to call this next turn. Like that. I'm going to make it really big. That's my, I'll give it a better image later. So here's my next turn command. So one more time, we're going to enter combat again. Here we go. Oh, I forgot the in-game creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do it again. We'll exit combat. There's the exiting combat, and then we're going to enter combat one more time. That didn't work. Try again. Enter combat. There we go. Okay. Tanjore Merkin Lady. Let's go set some breakpoints to test what we've done. I'm going to drop the music volume down here a little bit. Breakpoint there for next turn, and a breakpoint here as well. Game active player changed. So now if I come up to my stream deck and I hit my next turn button, let's see what happens. We've got a breakpoint, good. Let's step into it. Next turn, initiative index, we're at negative 1, so that's going to take it to a 0, and we're already here. So now I should be able to say game dot. Isn't there a get active turn creature? Okay, cool. All right, let's run that. And I think it was Lady was the first one. Let's see.
I think so, yeah.
No, it's an in-game creature. It's a fire giant. Tanjore.
Tanjore.
Was Tanjore the number one?
No, I think that is correct.
Let me see if I've got another... I thought I had the... here it is right here. Hold on. Let's just double check it. Yep, Tanjore rolled an 18. Okay, cool. So Tanjore's first. So now we want to show it down here. We want to put that thing around there. So how do we do that? Right now, we have a all player stats. Let me just tap the next reference on this guy and see where we're using this here right now. Hold on. All player stats. This is used to determine what dice are going to be rolled.
Okay.
Okay. So, you know, like for example, if I come in and say I want to do I want to attack with my club. That's not doing what I'm expecting. Oh, because we're at a break point. Is that why? Okay, we're at a break point. Hold on. Let's go back. Get to that. Fix that. Hold on, let's comment this out and run a second. So if I want to attack with my club, is that working now? Oh, that's not working. I'm hitting the club button, not bringing up anything. Chill touch, all of these things. Oh, I'm at a breakpoint again. Hold on. That's why. Okay, it's working. All right, let's do it again. All right, club. Now at this point, I'm expecting the die to come up. Remember the dragons we wrote?
Yep.
I made, I think, a change that's breaking that code. Let's go track that down for a sec.
Yeah.
We want to go to the dragon front overlay. Refresh that. Refresh it. One more time, bring up the club on the overlay. So then now it's on the overlay. Bring it over here. Let's see what's going on with inspect. Do we have any errors? No errors. I was totally expecting to see a problem. Why aren't we seeing the dragons? I don't get that. It's a well-placed Rory. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're right. This is exactly what it should be. Do we not need to target somebody?
Maybe. I wonder if that's it. Let's try it. Is it that we're missing
you did have manually calling up of dragons at one point. I don't know what exact connective tissue then made that to the attack. But I know that you were deliberately hiding and showing them at one point.
Yeah, no dragons still. And no errors. Kind of blowing my mind a little bit. That's on the front overlay. Let's go hunt that down. I got to hunt that down because we need to get that working before.
Do you have the ability to directly call them from the Stream Deck? Does that function?
I don't think we do. Oh wait, we do. Hold on. You're right. I do have that. Hold on. In the saves and checks, I do. And I'm hitting those buttons and nothing is happening. So yeah, it's this set of buttons right here. So nothing is happening.
Yeah.
Still, I want to just double check any errors. No errors. Mind blowing. So I made some change in here that's no problem, causing no problems, and
you're just bypassing that bit of code.
I'm not drawing anymore. I don't know why. Let's see if we can figure that out. It's in the, I think it's all player stats down here is what we called that. All player stats. Here's where we're loading it. I did add additional die to roll down there to show those die.
Mm-hmm.
This was working during our last stream. I changed this logic in here. So are we throwing out player stats?
I mean, there were definitely two method calls there for launch and descend dragons.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's just do this. Let's just throw some console logs out here. Like that. And console log here. And maybe one more right here. And just to, I think I may need to disambiguate because I've got a launch up here. I'm going to call this A. Yeah, I think there's a problem with this logic here. Send the dragons B, launch the dragons B, and drop down and blow up the dragons. Yeah, I think there's a logic error I introduced here.
Okay.
Let's see what is going on with that. All right, so there, let's come over here, refresh here, come back over here, refresh that. Let's hit a button. Let's actually just hit the launch the button from here. Okay, so we're descending dragons, but we're never launching any. Let's go figure that out. And where were we in? We were in A, all A. So we're in this space. Ready to roll dice is not the same. If we're ready to roll, then we're going to launch the dragons. Otherwise, we descend. We're never ready to roll.
We're never ready to roll?
Where's ready to roll dice? They're all false.
Is this a failure to initialize in some case?
Wait, no.
Do we need to roll?
They're not all false. There's one that's true.
Oh.
Hold on. It's not failure to initialize. Yeah, maybe. But let's kind of keep going down the line here. So we get to here. At this point, I think the die match. So the die already match apparently is what I think. If I come in here and I refresh this, we're going to see a lot of those die already matches. Let's come over here again. Let's bring up, hit some buttons here. Nope, I didn't see any change. Descend the dragons, just all descending. Okay, well, what's going on here? We're not going any other path but this one, which is ready to roll is different. And it's like we're never getting in here if it's true. We see no launch the dragons.
No, none at all.
But look over here. Ready to roll dice is true.
Yes.
For these. Are we not sending in? Are we sending in maybe the wrong? It's in player stats. Oh wait, hold on.
Is it because we've got...
It's here. That's the bug. It used to be, player stats is the existing data. Latest player stats is the new data coming in.
Right, okay, yes.
That's the bug. This is good. This is good. Dice match, that's good. Ready to roll dice. No, that one's wrong, I think. That's wrong because it's not assigned above. It should be. And then it'll work. So there's a bug there. Rolling dice now. Now, hold on. Yeah, die already match. So if they don't match, we send the data across. So only vantage is changed is a new method I wrote that's looking to see if only difference is the vantage. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's save this. Let's do a refresh here. Let's do a refresh here. Let's, I think we're going to see it now this time. Let's come in and start throwing stuff at it. There we go.
There we go.
Okay, cool. Good. Fixed. Back to work. Let's refresh the main front overlay here. Do the same thing. Refresh here. And start hitting buttons. There we go. There we go. Good. Good. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. I think we can get rid of this. Yeah, I think I was interrupted in the middle of writing that code.
Fair enough.
Okay, back to, let's see if I can regroup and figure out where I was before. Over here, game player change, we need to now communicate that. So all player stats are for these guys right here. Oh, interesting. Look at that. We're not launching.
Mm.
Why didn't those launch? I'm hitting the buttons. They're not launching. We still have a problem. Let's undo everything I just did. I want to get those.
We're not launching, but we did get side effects. Sorry, sound effects.
You're right. We did. Let's come back over. So that was after dropping them all down. Okay. Refresh. And what's happening? They're working there, but not on the main one. Let's drop them all down. Try bringing them up again. There. That's the duplication right there. I just hit the advantage and disadvantage all the way down there. Die already match. We got a bunch of die already match. I am only vantage has changed. What happens when I now try to bring them up? Die already match. Die already match. I do. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Do you want to say hi to everybody?
Hi, everybody.
There's Karen.
It's me.
Hello.
Roy says hello.
Hi, Rory.
Wicked Blue Ninja's here.
Hi, Wicked Blue Ninja. I can't. Oh, your desk.
Don't push my desk over.
Oh, it's such a pain.
Don't. The desk is fragile.
You're fragile.
That may be true. Okay. I hate dragon dice. Oh yeah, Wicked Blue Ninja, thanks for coming in there with no ninjas. Because I was in the middle of something. I hate the dragon dice.
Yeah,
See,
he's only seeing that because Karen showed up.
Why do you hate it, Wicked Blue Ninja? Is it because all of that overkill takes him away from his beautiful wife and his family? That is why.
You told me to. Says Wicked Blue Ninja. Yeah,
Wicked Blue Ninja is my favorite.
You were accosting the people in the show last time. You be nice to them.
I accosted them?
You did.
I was mad at you.
Yeah, you were.
Anyone noticed?
Can you keep that separate from the performance, please?
Not really.
Please try. Okay. Let's see if we can figure out what's going on with that. What? Right. It's too late. The lag is just not enough to give me the reflexes I need to get out of there. If you're wondering if I got a pixel out of my monitor, that's a really tiny die from when we shrunk the other die there. Still have a problem. What's interesting is we're not getting here.
No.
Ready to roll dice. Are we not setting ready to roll dice? Oh, interesting. Look at this. We're not setting it down here. What we really want to do is, I think, this. Get rid of that there. Then we could go back to what we had before. See what I'm saying? I think that might fix it.
But what we just had a second ago wasn't working.
Right, but we did never, if we went into this branch, we never executed this line of code.
Oh, true. Okay.
I think that's the bug. Let's see if that works. So refresh there, refresh there. Let's go hit some buttons, bring them up, drop them down. What's happening here? And then drop them down. Let's switch a bunch of these, drop them back.
That's looking better.
Let's see. Get them all off screen. Now do the other thing. Yeah, now it's working. This is the part where they didn't come up. And now they're up. All right, that's good. Good. Dragons are now... Okay, now the dragons are working. Okay, good. So this is not the name tags, which is kind of where we need to be. This is not the piece up at the top either.
No.
Right? So we need to kind of get to that space is what we need to do. Yeah, what do you need?
We're leaving you, all of us. I love you. Bye.
You leaving me forever?
I'm leaving you forever.
The dice rolls were that good.
Really? 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 Dice rolls right now?
Yeah, you're gonna get your
show tonight.
Yeah, I know.
You want to play with fire?
You want to play with
you
fire?
You want to get burned.
Incoming napalm.
Really? Incoming napalm, says Roy.
Why'd you
Roy says, roll it back, roll it back.
Roll it back, Roy.
Roll it back.
Roy, stay in his ear forever.
I do not want to roll. I do not want you. While you're getting your haircut. It's short. It's short enough. You don't really.
No. Right now at this state, I'm getting my hair cut, probably shaved.
Jesus.
Would you like a bigger shovel, Mark?
So tonight.
Instead of digging a hole.
So, hold on, Roy's gone on Amazon and he's ordered me a bigger shovel to dig myself out of this hole.
Considering JCB at this point.
What'd you say, JCB? What's that?
Yeah, I think it's a brand name for one of those huge bucket diggers.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay. Okay, wait, what's going on in the chat room here? Yeah, I do love it though. Okay, we're not going to say anything, Wicked Blue Ninja. The Dragon Dice were fine. The Fire Breath was the overkill. I thought it was the file. Wait, what's happening here? Chat pause due to scroll. I thought the file was awesome. What do you mean the fire? I think you mean the fire. The fire was awesome, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to clear that. Okay. Yeah, I think the fire is pretty good. It's pretty good. Good that we fixed that bug. Now we need to track this somehow, and we need to send a message down to track it. I think the way I'm going to do this, well, first we got to find it. It's not all player stats. It is, I think, is it all in-game creatures?
Mm-hmm.
That is a class. I want to see where we send this data down. Uh-oh. They left with the dog in. There's no way this dog is going to be happy. Hold on a second. Let me go open up the door and get the dog out. I'll be right back.
Okay.
For you. You want to get outside? Of course you do. Okay. All right, back. I think the best way to find this, actually go to the Stream Deck command, go to, what was it? I thought it was select player. Hold on, I'll go to my, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to my Stream Deck, go to the command to show it right here. It's called toggle in-game creature. Cool.
There we go.
It's, what is it, this? There it is right there. All right, so it's this guy. This guy goes to toggle in-game creature. Remove or add. Let's see what's going on there. Then we just call update. Oh, okay, we're just calling it add or remove. Update in-game creatures. Giving it some sort of string command. Set. That's for update. Update in-game creatures. That's what I want to call.
Okay.
All right. So then I want to... So that's one of the pieces. Like that. Update in-game creatures. I don't know if I can do this all in edit and continue. I don't think I can because I'm going to add data and send it down via JSON, and that doesn't like it. So I'm going to kill the app for a second here. Call update in-game creatures is there. And let's add a property here called I just want to see how am I sending the data down in the update. I'm just giving it a list of creatures. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to add a Boolean property here called is turn active, I guess. I can't come up with a great name for this. Has active, it has turn active, turn is active, turn is active.
Is active creature NPC.
Well, it's just going to be a Boolean that's going to be, that's going to say turn is active. That's what it's going to be. We're going to send that out. We're not going to save it. This column is for Google Sheets for saving it or reading it. JSON ignore, we do want to send it out. So there's turn is active. Then I want to do this. I want to say hey, if active turn creature is in-game creature, like that, then I want to go in and say all in-game creatures dot set active turn, and I want to send it this guy. Okay? And then I want to call update in-game creatures. Like that. All right. We're almost there. We're almost halfway there. Okay? So here, now I want to do this, is I want to go through all my creatures, and I'm not sure if there's a way to do this with LINQ, but the way I think of it is like this. I want to say, hey, in-game creature dot is active turn is active, sorry, is equal to in-game creature. Oh, look at this. What? She got him watching driving? Okay.
You have created one of the most awesome ways of getting messages sent to you so that you don't miss them.
Yeah. 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 She says gracias. Mr. Nessa guy's like, hey, Mark, your little cutie is here. Ready to kick some? Oh, wait, that's that other stream. Yeah. Hi, Sex Positive. All right. Yeah, you're right. I totally agree with you. Okay, so this is going to be creature is equal to in-game creature. Okay, you with me, Roy? Do you believe
Sure.
You believe that's true? You're good with that? That's set active turn.
Fair.
Okay, so we're going to call set active turn. Whoops. We're going to call set active turn, and then we're going to call update in-game creatures. Now we need it to do. Let's just implement it right now. We're going to say clear all active turns. Passing it nothing. And I think if I'm going to do this in both cases, then I'm just going to, I don't think there's any harm in calling update in-game creatures one more time. So I'm going to do that. That's what I think I'm going to do. So let's go jump into that. I wish the dive into would just build it for me. I kind of feel like that. I want that. Anyway, we're going to do this, and we're going to say we're equal to false. Okay. We might be calling this, the downside is we might be calling this whenever we change from player to player before we get back up to those guys, but I'm not too worried about a double call. We still need a to-do here, right up in here, to say update the player indicator. Because the player indicators are down here across the bottom. Okay? So there, okay. I think this code is done. Now, on the overlay side of things, in our in-game creature, we've added this new property called turn is active. Over in TypeScript, we need to go find that and add that as well. Turn is active, like that. Let's just tab the next reference, see everywhere we're using is targeted. Here we go. This is where we're going to need to do that logic, I think. Add in-game creature. We need it there too, it looks like. Okay, that's all right. So let's look at that code. Target fade out. Okay. What is this method? This is an update, so we're looking at a change here. All right, so what we need to do now, we need something close to this. If existing creature dot, instead of is targeted, I want to say active, what is it? Turn is active. If those are no longer the same, then we're going to make them the same. If the turn is active, we're going to get the X, and then we're going to say add active turn indicator for the existing creature at X. Otherwise, we're going to say get active turn indicator. That's going to be equal to get active turn indicator. Active turn indicator sprite, fine, for creature. And if that's the case, then we're going to fade it out. And I'm actually going to fade it out faster than 1,000. I'll fade it out at 500. Okay. Let me, let's go declare this. Let's set a marker down here so remember to come back and fix this as well. Get sprite for creature. Fine. Active turn indicator. I'll call it that. Let's go up to target where it's declared. Duplicate that. Let's go look where we're loading it. Yeah, I'm going to want to do the same thing. Update positions for free elements. So what's going on here is these are the target is a separate sprite. So if I were to come in and say I don't want to see Tanjore anymore, the bench's target is going to animate to the left when I turn them off. Except for we're not running. We have nothing running right now. So let's go ahead and get that running. So we can get that working. Meanwhile, we'll keep going down here and going down here. Here's where we're loading it. And let's duplicate that. And I'm not sure what the path is here. Let's go find that. Okay. There it is right there. So the path is in-game creatures / NPC monster turn. And the file name is NPC monster turn. Okay, so that's good. The frame count is 141. It's a loop. What's going on with the target? The target left. What is the origin on this guy? As I recall, my origin on my main image is in the upper left corner of that image. So if we look at this guy, its origin is simply just that upper left right there.
Yeah.
So if I were to take this image, here, let's duplicate this a second. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to duplicate it and I'm going to fill in the around the edges here with black, just so we can see where that upper left is. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to paste this as its own layer. And I'm going to just kind of line this up right about where I think it should go. Like about right there. Actually, I'm going to put it up on top and you can kind of see it. So what that means then is that from here to here, our origin is about that. It's about 137, 141, I think. That's what I think. 137, 141. I think that's what I said. Okay. All right, so there's my active turn indicator. Got its origin. We may adjust that as we see needed. I need to disable gravity on it. And we need to draw it. It's got to be drawn first. Oh, look at this. What's this? I started writing this code, I think. What's active turn doing? It's the same thing. Here, what did I get here? I got 137, 141. I got different numbers here. Oh, well, you know what? I'm going to take these. I'm going to move this up here. And I'm going to just comment it out, and we'll just use it for reference if we have problems. Okay, let's go back. Where else is active turn used? I don't need that anymore because I've already done it down below. And here's the draw. So we want to turn this to active turn indicator. Go back up. Where else? Nowhere else we're using it. Okay. Good. All right. Get active turn indicator sprite for creature. We've got that. And we've got this. Add active turn indicator. That's going to be similar to add target. Let's go look at that. Good. Yeah, I'm good with all of that. So we're going to say, we're going to add shifted. Yeah, here's how we're doing that hue shift there. I'm cool with that as well. That's all good. I'm going to just take the regular top here is what I think I'm going to do. I'm not going to have, I don't think I'm going to have an active turn indicator top. I'm going to just comment that out. -1 means pick a random starting frame index. That's all cool. We're going to do a delay start and fade it in. Sweet. Is that enough? I think not. There's one other place that we had code that we need to go look at. Was it an add target? Here. If in-game creature dot turn is active, we want to say add active in term indicator. Does it have 3 parameters? It does. That might be enough. All right, let's see what works. Okay. We'll test it on the main stream. Here we go. So I'm refreshing the main stream. I think I made all the changes here as well. Let's do an initialization from here. Let's throw out these guys. Let's roll for combat. So we've got Tanjore is number 1. So that means if I hit my next turn button on the Stream Deck, if everything is working, we'll see that light up around Tanjore. Let's see what happens. I'm going to press it, just waiting for this to clear. I'm pressing it now. Okay, well, we're here. Game next turn. Let's jump into that. Initiative index +1. We're at 0. And we should be able to just set a breakpoint back over here. Get to that point, run it. I didn't get the breakpoint. Active player change? I don't understand that. Let me hit it one more time.
Not raising the event, which should be. Oh no, there we go.
Maybe it's possible I set the breakpoint after I jumped past it.
Maybe.
So let's see what's happening here. So now we have a character, but we don't have anything for that character. So we're really looking for a breakpoint here. Let's keep running. I'm going to keep hitting it, and I'm 1. Now we got it. Okay, so now we're in an active in-game creature. So it's a fire giant. It's one of those first 2 guys right there. Okay. We're going to set the active turn. Let me set a breakpoint here. We're going to dive into this. And one of the points in here, we should set it. There was a false. There's the true. Just got set to true. So you see that. Okay. Yep. So we got one of those. We're going to call it update in-game creatures. And we're seeing nothing. So I did refresh it, right? I'm pretty sure I did. So why aren't we seeing anything? Let's go to, always good at this point to bring up something where we can see the console log here. So we'll say local, Dragonfront overlay. One more time, refresh over here. And let's now hit, oh wait, I want the dragon back overlay for this one, which is actually just the index. That's the one I want. Okay, one more time, refresh over here. There we go. Oh wait, it's working here. And it looks lined
maybe
up.
There wasn't a refresh before?
Yeah, maybe that's what was going on. I don't know. Let me hit next turn again. Let's clear the breakpoint here. Let's clear this breakpoint. And we're going to just hit run. And where are we? Next turn, next turn, next turn, next turn. There we go. Next turn. There we go. One more. And then I think this guy's next, if I'm recalling correctly. Yeah, there it is. Okay.
That works.
Yeah, let's do it on the main stream. I don't understand why that refresh didn't take, or maybe there's a state issue. Let's just double check it. There's the front overlay. Oh, it's the back overlay. That's my problem. My back overlay, which also has the music we just shut down here. So let's initialize that.
Actually comes up in place.
And let's, yeah, because the data is still there. Oops, hold on. Let me drop the music low on that. All right, so let's go in and hit next turn. And now it's down among these guys down here. And now we're back to Serdov. And then I think one more down here. No, then to Tanjor, then one down here, then one up there. So not bad.
Looking good.
Not bad. Let's do something else. How are you doing for time, Rory?
I'm just about to say, actually, I think my time is about expired for today.
However,
I will return tomorrow.
I can sense the tension in your voice. You always get tense when you have to leave, as rightfully you should.
Well, yeah. However, there's a good way to relieve some of that tension.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oops. Oh.
I don't know what that way is. Oh!
There you go.
With the Mark Miller School of Dancing, kids, do not forget that.
What I need is the Mark Miller School of typing things incorrectly the first time.
All right, buddy. Mr. Smoopy says, have a good one, Rory. Thanks so much for your help.
And yourselves, I'll see
point.
you all tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. All right, so let's hit that next turn button again. Let's do it again until we see it up there. Is it too much? I might change the... I might drop it down a little bit. Might bring it in so it's not so much. But it's definitely gets your attention. It's like a definite indicator that it's that person's turn. Yeah, and it seems to be working pretty well. Let's see what happens if I come in and make one disappear. Is it going to make its guy disappear too? Oh, it does not. And so let's figure that out. Because that we want to have work, right? This... Oh, wait. Get active turn. Sprite. Get sprite for creature. Hold on. Add active turn indicator. Add target. The data is equal to the in-game creature. Same thing's happening here. Let's switch to suspenseful music here. I feel like I have two musics playing right now. Let me stop. I just stopped one. Is it because Code Rush music is on? It was Code Rush music on. All right, let's switch back over to the D&D one. We'll go to suspenseful music on D&D. Okay, I'm trying to figure out why it's not getting cleaned up. Are we using this anywhere else? Ooh. That would be important, I think. This would be important. So we got the moving. I feel like there should also be something to clean it up to make it go away. Looks like we're good on that X and Y origin positions. We don't need that anymore. Yeah. Why isn't it going away? So this should handle animation. Let's do a refresh. Back overlay. There's the refresh on that. And let's see if we make one disappear. See if we get, I don't think we're going to see any better luck. Yeah, that's still there. Oh, we just got the animation though. Just moved it over. That was the weirdest thing. We're going to keep getting extras of these now. It's going to be another one. Oh, yeah. That's not good. So we're definitely not cleaning these up. Why are we cleaning up targets and not cleaning up the other ones? Let's just double check that we are, in fact, cleaning up targets. Turn that off. Target goes away. Target comes back. Why? Let's see if we figure that out. Oh. Was there another place where we're using this maybe? Ah, there we go. This is the reason. Is that all I need? I think that's it. Sweet. Okay, let's refresh. Lose the music again here one more time. And come back over here, refresh. Let's get that suspense music coming back in. All right, now let's try it. Now I think we got a better shot at it. So go into my Stream Deck, turning off number 1. We should see it fade away. Sweet. And now let's bring it back, and it should fade in. Good. Yeah, I think that turn indicator is a little over the top. I think we're going to have to make that a little more subtle. Okay, let's hit my advanced turn button. Goes down over here. Let's get to there. Now I want to get rid of player number 1. Let's say player number 1 dies, or we got to get him out of the game for whatever reason. I want to see the other animate across to the left. That's what I'm hoping to see. That worked. Good. Same thing as if I insert 1, it goes to the right. Good. Okay. That turn indicator is done. Let's go figure out the turn indicators for the players down here. This is where things get a little tricky in terms of getting the animations in the right places, because so we want to go to nameplates. Did I not generate them? I haven't generated them yet. I haven't created the effects yet. All right. So in After Effects, I created just the straight shots like this. The overall look, let's turn these pieces on so you can see it. The overall look is going to be something like this. So again, it's kind of equally kind of over the top. I'm not worried about that right now. I'm not going to change it too much now, but if I decide to change it later, it's just a matter of changing the assets. Everything else should work and be okay. But I generated those assets. They're over here as these AVI files. So now we need to bring those into Adobe Premiere right here and turn them into loops. So I think I'm going to throw top in here just for now. What are my sequence settings on this? 1920 by 1080. Okay, cool. So there's top right there. And I need to turn this into a loop. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to nest this immediately. And I'm going to call this nameplate loop. That's what I'm going to do. Inside nameplate loop, I'm going to throw all of these AVIs in here. And just one at a time, throw them out there. We need to We're going to enable just one of these at a time. So we got top, medium, short. Let's do this. Put that there. All right, so that's on my order. I'm going to definitely turn off at least 2 of these here. Now I'm going to go back out to here. This was called nameplate loop. I think I want to rename this. and I'm going to call this nameplate holder. Maybe nameplate asset holder, and then out here, I'm going to create a loop. I want the loop to be about 3 seconds long. I think that's about what I want. So I'm going to cut this right in the middle here. By cutting in the middle, I've got a beginning and end that I know are going to loop together. Then I'm going to set the length to about where I want it to be. Maybe about right in there. So I'll take this as my end piece. And I'm going to drag it right up so that end piece is there. And I'm going to cut these right in the middle here. Like this. And I'm going to drag this down and I'm going to get rid of the top, that extra. Then I'm going to throw a cross dissolve over onto that join of the two. Right there. And now I'm going to select both of these and nest these and call this, this is going to be the nameplate loop. Like that. Okay? So, yeah, that's good. And so now if we take this and drag it over here, we should see no discernible change. No jump in animation, nothing as we go from one to another. So there's our loop. We've got it. Now we need to generate this. Let's do one other thing. Let's reveal this sequence in the project, give this a new name. I'm just going to... Who's here? Add bubbles to that coming out of me because I'm like, oh my gosh, Deepwater's here. How you doing? Don't want to flood the stream, but there you go. So now what I want to do is inside here, inside the nameplate asset holder. So I get rid of this. So I'm going to generate from this, but this is going to determine what I'm going to see. So we'll start with the top one, like that. Come back over here and we're going to generate it. So we'll say generate that. We're going to create this as a PNG. And I want to put this up in my assets folder. Nameplates is right there. And I'm going to create a new folder. And I'm going to call this active turn. And we're going to call this nameplate top long, like that. And I'm going to say export. I'm going to add the names of these here. So I've got nameplate top long. It's one of the ones I just created. Come back over here. Let's do, Autism says these have got to be in this order. Let's create the medium one. Medium, export that. Just saving these names so we know where everything is. Also, wait, but that's not the right place. Here's where I want to be. Just want to copy this as well. Okay, back over here. Let's get the short one. Hey, who's that? That pudding. My show. My show. Says Pudding. Welcome, Pudding. How you doing? Hope you're good. Deepwater, hope you're good. Hope you're doing well. We're working on the active turn indicator, which is that kind of over-the-top, kind of glowy, you know, electronic thing surrounding Benjish up there. Okay, got that. And now, I stayed up until 6 a.m. last night talking to someone. Haven't done that in years. Wow, that's cool. So I didn't sleep a lot, and now I want to die. I'm sorry about that. I think we're on the left. Let's get the left one out there. Nameplate left. Export. And then we're going to have a nameplate right here in a second. Nameplate right. Turn that one on, turn this one off. Come back over here. Did I do that correctly? I hope I did. These have all got to have the same numbers. I just realized I may have not have generated from the correct spot on one of these if I wasn't paying attention. Okay, so we're done there. We've got the assets out here. We need to now start up our creature cropper, our animation cropper that we built. Get that running. Okay, let's open them up. Nameplates, active turn, nameplate left, crop it. So we've got 3 seconds, enough for of a loop for it not to be obvious and detectable, unless you're like really staring at the animation and you want to figure that out. Just enough to kind of convey a sense of, hey, this is active. It's taking longer than I thought it would. I guess it's because there's a lot of frames. All right, we'll run this on the other one. And we'll start writing code while we do the other one here. We'll watch one all the way through. The second part's always faster. Okay. Let's get another one started here. So it goes to how many frames? Animation. 196. Okay. So here we go. Let's do nameplate right. Start the crop. Meanwhile, let's go over here. And sorry, not in the asset builder, in the overlays. And we want to figure out how we're going to write this. This is where we create the nameplates. That's in the Dragon Front game. Dragon Front game has got a method in here. I want to say it's like update player. Let's go into connection first, because that's where our signal, our stuff comes in. And let's look at this. I saw change player stats in there. I don't think that's quite what I want. Maybe change player stats. What's happening in change player stats? No. Yeah, that's in the front game. Well, it is kind of what I want. Change player stats. do I want to mess with this here? I don't think I necessarily do. Let's keep looking. Player data change. This is, I think, more where I want to be. Player data changed. What's interesting here is I was expecting to see code to update. Oh, wait, hold on. This is in Dragon Game. It's overridden in Active Front Game. Right here. Refresh nameplates. Okay, here we go. Let's look at that. Nameplate context. Clear rect. Draw nameplates. Oh, shoot. All right, so this is a shortcut code that a performance code we wrote a while back to just draw the nameplates only on a context because they weren't going to be changing much, but now we're going to be changing them all the time. So I actually don't want to draw the nameplates in this manner, I think, anymore. What's going on inside draw nameplates? What do we got here? So I've got this thing called active player ID, but it's not the same as active turn. Then I go into draw a nameplate. Draw active player on top is what I do. So that's what I'm doing with that. All right, I think I'm going to have to take out the performance optimization. This nameplate context is going to go. I think it's gone. So let's do that. We're going to comment out everything. We need to add this call. Just used anywhere else? No. Nameplates canvas. All of that's going away. And now we're going to need this onto context, I think, right here is what we're going to need to do. I think that's going to solve that. So let's just try to refresh the front game and see if we still see the nameplates all drawing as we're expecting them to be drawn. So there's that, the front overlay. There's the refresh of the data. Looks like I'm seeing them. Let's enter combat. I hit the enter combat button, nothing happened. Maybe I thought I was in combat already. Let's try again. Entering combat again. Nothing is happening. Are we at a breakpoint? No breakpoint. Let me try some other things on the front game here. That works. For some reason I cannot enter combat. That button worked. And the nameplates are still working. Okay, so that was kind of the test we want to do. I just want to make sure that we could see them expand and all of those changes are occurring. Okay. Okay. Let's see if we can, let's add these new sprites here to the front game. And I kind of want to put them nearby the nameplates if we've got those out here. Nameplate parts. Here we go. Nameplate main. I want to come down here and we're going to say this nameplate highlight top long medium short nameplate highlight left and right. Okay. Okay. Let's go back to the image cropper. You got the left, you got the right. The right's only got 93. I think that means I made a mistake on the left. Or maybe not. What's going on? I have 93 on the right. The left over here has got a bunch. The left has got 196. $93 on the top. What is going on? Why do I feel like the data is all over the place? Here, let's do this. View details. Okay, left. $196. Right. 94. That's not okay. $94 top long. I think I made some mistakes here. Maybe more than once. 196 for top short. All right, let's go look at this. Let's go back over here and figure this out. We've got 3 seconds here, 30 frames a second. That should be 93 frames should come out. about 93 in the loop. Over here, I have way more. If I generate it from here, I created a problem. So, all right, let's come back over here. Let's do this with a little more discipline here. So anything with 93 is okay. And anything with more than that, I messed up. So we're calling this what, 99 left, 100. Yeah, the left one is wrong. Why can't I? Oh, geez, because it's not. I need to open it in a new window. Left is wrong. 196 of these. The right, what do we got for right? Right's 93. That one's exactly right. Top, long, 93. That one's right. Top, medium. Well, if it's got 3 digits, I know it's wrong already. So top, medium is wrong. Top, short's got 3 digits. That one's wrong. So top, medium, top, short. I have to do both of those. Top, medium, top, short. Okay. All right, so while we're here, let's open up top long, crop that, and let's go get the left. So left is there. Nameplate, generate. Nameplate left. Go. Okay, let's get the next one. Let's open up nameplate left. Let's crop that. All right, I'll just work with these 3 for right now. I'll take care of medium and short later. That's why it was taking so long too, because it was looking at something like twice as big. Okay. This is a loop animation. I think we said it was 93. Let's go double check that. 94. I think I'm going to set the origin X and Y to 0 and 0. That's what I think I'm going to do for these. Highlight right. Right, 94 frames, 30 frames a second. Let's go duplicate that and get that to nameplate highlight left. Oops, I just realized I got static up here. This wants to be loop as well. Okay. Next, I think I want to have a collection that maintains the nameplate highlighting. I do, because I'm going to be adding a few more sprites to this as well. So let's say nameplate highlight collection. Sprite collection. Then I'm going to come down here. I think I can extract this into its own method. Let's do that. Why didn't that work? Let me undo it a second. It could be because of this right there. Let's try one more time. Extract to method. Now can I rename? Now I can. Okay, cool. So we're going to call this create nameplate highlighter. Highlight. Maybe load nameplate highlight. And we'll give it a file name. Okay, there's load nameplate highlight. I think I also want to come down here and I want to say this nameplate highlight collection add, and I want to add that nameplate highlight to it, like that. And so now here I want to pass in that as a string, load nameplate highlight, and then we're going to do the same thing down here, but with right. Do another one with left. All right, let's see how we're doing out here. We got all of these. We got our left, we got our right, and we got the top. Cool. While I'm at it, I'm just going to come in here and generate the medium and the short, because those things can happen in the background. Did I get that right? Let's double check it. The medium is enabled. Okay. Let's generate that. Nameplate, top, medium. Let's generate that. Get over in the code. We'll put that in there. Do one more for the short. Good, good, good. And let's generate that short one. How are we doing over here? That one's done. Good. Let's grab the short. Come back over here to the loop, generate that short loop, export. Over here, let's open it up, crop the nameplate top medium, go, crop it. That one's working. So we've got those, inside here, we're adding it to the collection. Now we just have to draw it at the right spot. Let's go look at where we're drawing nameplate main. Where am I drawing it? Here it is, right here. This was something we learned a while back. So this is in draw nameplate. Okay. So we're going to draw the highlighting here. Kind of we want to, actually I don't think I actually want to draw it here, but I want to get close to here. Draw nameplates. I want to call this .draw here, and that's going to take care of the highlighting. That's all I'm going to do there, but that's all. I'm not going to do anything. What else do I need? The now. And we're passing it in. We know now, right? Now MS. So let's pass that in. Good. Like that. Let's take care of that draw call. Cool. Now we just got to add them in the right spot. So this nameplate highlight collection, we just have to get that part right. And I'm not sure how to do that yet. We need to figure that part out. Let's finish up out here. Looks like we still need to do the nameplate top short. Let's go get that. Crop it. Okay. Just cleaning up some errors as I see them here. It's not really errors, but the ESLint messages here. All right, we need to figure out how to we need to figure out how to communicate the information that it's now in their active turn. So in front game it was something like update player data, I think is what it was. Update player data. Not quite. Set player data. Let's go back over to connection and look at it. Player change. Refresh nameplate. So here's where we need to kind of figure this out. It's a player ID. The player data is coming in as a string. Player changed. I think I need something else to send this data across, is what I think I need. Player ID, player data. I can either send two different, it's so much simpler to send just a single message across. The refresh nameplates I don't need anymore. Yeah, the problem is that when we send the player data across, we're not sending it for all, we're just sending it for one. Let's go back to connection a second. So maybe not player data changed anymore, because that's just for a single player. Change player stats. Maybe we throw it back into change player stats. Let's go look at all player stats. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking, what if we threw that in here? So we create something called active turn player ID. And okay, anything else I need to check with this? Handle command. I think I probably need that there as well. Okay, let's go ahead and on the other side in the player stats, all player stats. Okay, got that there. I just renamed it on both sides. That's going to make it negative right there. So we're setting the active turn creature ID here. Active turn creature ID to the player's ID. Clear all active turns. I feel like I want to just come right up here and I want to do this here. And I want to do something similar here with all player stats. Like that. And let's go into that. This is going to be a real simple method. It's just going to set that active turn creature ID to -1. Like that. Is that going to work? Oh no, wait, that's going to be, it's got to be, oh no. How do we indicate active turn creature ID? But this is, wait, this can be a -1 here, indicating no players, because this is all for players rather than the in-game creatures. So that's okay. I'm pretty sure that's going to work. Active turn creature ID. Then we want to say, call like update player stats. Is that what I have? Player state in game. Yeah, that takes out, sends that, all that over. Okay. So that I think might work. Let's run this. And let's go back over here and see if we can figure out how to get that update player stats thing working down here. Update player. I thought it was going to be stats. What is we calling it? Let's go to connection again. Change player stats. Front game, change player stats. New player stats are coming in there. We're going to player stats.handle command. So we've got this called a player stats.draw. So player stats is going to handle the command, but it doesn't have access to the nameplate highlighters. But where are my nameplates? Well, they're actually drawn later, after the stats. I could put them there. Yeah, I'm thinking about putting them there. So let's go grab all of this. This. Get rid of that there. And all of this. And I want to move that over. Interesting. I don't have what I thought I had there. Okay. Let's take this. Let's move it over to player stats. Gonna load resources in here. There it is, right there. Then I want to create some sprite variables for each one of these, because we're going to need to access these by names a little later. So we'll come up here and say just using CodeRush to an Alt-Shift-Home to swap locations back and forth to quickly get those there. All right, so I've got nameplate top, long, medium, short, right, and left. Those are all added. They're added to the nameplate highlight collection, which should be somewhere in the draw, but it looks like it's not in the draw yet. So let's go move it to the draw method. Looks like it's here. All right, so now we've taken care of, I think, loading the resources, drawing the resources. Yeah, but we're not actually placing them yet. So we need to place them. Let's start with the top long and just try to get it over the existing nameplate. See if we can just see something. And so to do that, let's go back over, what was it? It was change player stats. Handle the command with the new player stats. Active turn creature ID. Here's where I think we want to change it up around. I think we want to say this dot set active. Let's just copy all of this. Turn creature ID into this. And I think what we want to do here is we'll just say, hey, look, if this is equal to that, then we can get out of here. No change. And then we'll set these equal to each other. If the active turn creature ID is equal to -1, that means no players are targeted. Are active right now. And I think we want to clean up all active turn highlighting. That's what I think we want to do. And we want to get out. I think we want to do... I just want to fade out these sprites around this time. I'm just going to say fade out now. So if there's anything out there, I'm just going to get rid of it, but get rid of it smoothly. So I'm just going through every single highlight that we've got for the nameplates, every single sprite in the collection, every single sprites group in the collection, and then within it, going through each of its sprites, and for each of its sprites that are in there, I'm just going to fade it out. So that should work. Clean up all active turn highlighting. Let me check the time, see how much got. Okay. Next we need to say, okay, now we got something real. In fact, should we set active turn? If they are, I almost would argue that we're going to do this no matter what. We're going to clean up everything, get rid of it. In other words, if this is changed, we're going to clean up everything we've got, and then we're going to, if we need to add it, we'll add it. So now at this point, we've got an active turn creature ID. Is it, we need the dragon game reference right here. Do we have one? I don't think we do. We do not. Okay, let's go back to where we were. Set active turn creature ID. Handle command. Ooh, we got this. And I get player X. We're going to pass that in as well. We could also pass the sound manager in a bit too to make a sound when that changed. But now that we have an I get player X, we can come in and say, okay, what is the get? There's a lot, I'm seeing a lot more in I get player X than I'm expecting. Why is that? Oh, there we go. All right, so I want to say get player index of the active creature ID. And then that I want to then pass to get player X position to get that X position of that creature. So all of that is going to give me a number called X, like that. And that X is going to be that X position. And now I should be able to come in and say this dot top, nameplate top long, dot add, I want to get that hue shift of that player, but we're not going to do it now. I'm just going to say add X, and I'm going to say like at 900. What's the other option? Starting frame index. I'll pass in a -1. Let's see if that works. All right, so that's in my front overlay. Refresh that. Refresh this. And I think I'm going to have to... Does it work if I just simply change? It doesn't look like that's going to work. It looks like I'm going to have to enter combat. And I should have put some, to make this interesting, I should have put more of these guys up here before entering combat. Let's see what happens when I hit next turn now. Ooh, we got something. I hit next turn again. Nothing. Wait, no, it's over there. Okay, so good. Next turn again. Next turn again. There. Okay. Not bad. All right, now let's add these guys into the mix here. Let's exit combat, enter combat one more time. And now we should see it going from top to bottom. So Fred, Benjist, Merkin. So when I say next turn, we should go to Fred first, is that right? Nothing's happening. Nothing is happening when I'm hitting the next turn button on the Stream Deck. Wait, there we go. That's not good. I got both of them up. That doesn't look, I don't like that at all. Fred and Serdov are the same. Let's see, let's bring up the, who's first on here? Looks like we lost some data that came over. We only have Fred, Benjist, and Merkin. Here, let's see what we got here. I'm assuming that's me. There's Fred, and Benjist are showing up at the same time. Is that me, Merkin? Fred, Serdov. It's not making sense to me. So it seems like we got a problem up here in the active player change problem up here. Set a breakpoint here and see if we can figure out what's going on. Next turn. Okay, so player ID. Update in-game creatures. Update player state in game. This code does look good to me. There's a player 2 right there. The player ID is 2 on that one. Hit the button again. Player ID 3. That's over there. Little cutie. Let's hit the button again. See which one of these two we're going to get to. I wonder if it's this setting to -1 here. I wonder if we got a problem there. I don't think so. Okay. That's a -1. This one is going to be -3. Active turn creature ID is -3. That should be Serdov. And yet Fred is selected. And I verified that was a -1 before we went in and said update player state in game. Change player stats. I think we're missing set active turn for creature ID. No, wait there. Yeah, it shouldn't stick around. Well, we got to send something out, I think, to console. See what's going on with it. We hit next turn again. After surdop, then we go to a player ID of 0. Currently it's -1. Player ID is 0. I think that's Lady right next to me. Yeah, so that's like right there. What if we stop programming first and foremost? Uh-oh. He's going to change everything with what he's about to say. All right, I'm going to set the origin of this thing to the middle of this thing. So this is, looks like 305, 306, 147. We needed to make TDD the main point, or thinking in general. Yeah, I've done that before. I've written code like that, but I don't do it all the time. It's going to be origin X and origin Y. That. Origin Y. There we go. Load nameplate highlight. Let's get this, set that equal to 0. Like that. Okay. So there's my long right there. This is just going to tell me exactly who it's over by centering it. That's what I'm believing that I'm going to get out of that. So let's refresh that. Refresh this. I've got 2 characters on screen. Let's enter combat. Merkin friend lady, Benji. So next turn should go to Merkin. Do we have a breakpoint out here? We do. I'm going to set a breakpoint right here for a second. I want to hit that next turn button. We should get to Merkin first, right? Is that what we said? Player ID is 2. That's probably me. Okay. That's right over me. So good. That part all worked as I'm expecting. I think Lady was the next one. Is that right? Let's see if we can see that in the list here. Fred is next. So if I had next turn, hold on, Worldwake, I'll get you just 1 second. I should get to Fred next down here for nice. again. One more time. After Fred comes lady. Okay. So we're just, I'm going to clear this breakpoint. This looks like that part's working. Lady, good. So Merkin, Fred, lady. One more time. Now we should get up to, I think, Benji's next, right? Is that right? Yeah, Benji's. Here we go. -2. Why is it working now and it wasn't working before? And one more time. Who are we going to next is Serdov. And then a little cutie after that. Let's clear the breakpoint and run it. It's just working now. Oh, wait. Look at off to the side there. There's something off to the side. I think there's a number coming down that we are not expecting. That's what was the problem we were seeing before. Let me just keep hitting it and see what happens. There's little cutie. So, Miles. Then Merkin, Fred, Lady, Benjish, Serdov. And look what it's over there. And when we jump up there, it goes there. Okay, why? It should be a -1. Is my check wrong? Am I missing like something in my check down here? I don't know. Let's see what it shows up. Let's come up here and bring it up here. So this is Dragon Front Overlay. Refresh it. Inspect. And let's cycle through here again. So we're going to go creature ID is 2, creature ID is 4, 0, -2. Somehow I'm setting it to -2. All right. Well, it's a clear, easy fix if I come in and set it at less than 0 here. Let's try that. We'll do a quick refresh. Look at that. There's the front overlay. There's the refresh from here. And let's hit the next turn button. That's now working. All right, I need to drop that down, get that at the right height. Let's get it at the right height. Let's do that next. Miller, Seth Juarez, how you doing, buddy? Seth, you show up every once in a while. How you doing? You know what I want to do when you show up, my friend? I went to the Mark Miller School of Dancing, Seth, as you know. I'm a graduate. How you doing, buddy? Good to have you in here. We are like coding in C# and TypeScript. We're like all over the place, working on a Dungeons and Dragons kind of special effects thing. Right now I'm working on, see this thing in front of my face? I'm trying to get that right down there on top of the nameplate. This is going to indicate who the active turn belongs to. That's what we're working on right now. Just kind of getting through that. We've got it working up there for the in-game players. That's a friend right there. The other guy was an enemy. And we're just trying to get it to work over the name tags. Just kind of working our way, getting the assets down there. You flunked the class personally? Yeah. Well, you need to pay attention, Seth. The Mark Miller School of Dancing, we don't let just anybody get a degree, as you know. Yeah, Miller Dance Class. I know what you're talking about. I know. You're focused on math too much. I keep telling you, there's more than just math, mister. Let me show you what we got here. That's kind of cool. You probably haven't been around in a while, but we're We're building in all kinds of things into the game. Yeah, Pudding wants to agree. You keep working at it, Pudding. This is all for this other show I've got out there called Dragon Humpers out there, which you can see right there, a little bit in there. Any trademark moves? No, Cassie View. No trademark moves. These are all open source dance moves. Yep. Yeah, in the UK they have maths. Yeah, Pudding says he's a master wiggler. Yeah, you're going to get it. You'll get it, Pudding. So we're in combat right now. Let me exit combat for a second here. Get back in there. We got a Dungeons and Dragons clock over there where we enter combat. If I enter combat here with everybody on screen, it stops. Clock stops. Dice are rolled for everybody. Initiative is determined. That's the order in which the players go. I'm first, Merkin 21 right there. So if I hit next turn, we're going to see that, hopefully see that thing. I just hit it and I don't see it. Nothing's working. Oh, there we go. There we go. There's me right there. So that's me next turn right there. I can come in and say, let's use one of my spells. Here's Chill Touch. So the dice are queued up right there. I might want to say, well, wait a second, let's give me advantage on this right there. There's my advantage die right there. And then we cast a spell. It rolls the dice. There are the dice coming out. How was I not following you? I don't know, Seth. It's easy to forget about me, Seth. It is. Without me right in your face every day. Anyway, these are special effects. All this stuff we've built here live on the Code Rush show. We are dog fooding Code Rush, by the way, which sits inside of Visual Studio. We're essentially dog fooding Visual Studio as well. We are like all over the place. In fact, Seth, I don't know if you know anybody on the Edit and Continue team, on the Visual Studio team, but you might tell them we are pushing it to its limits here on the show. We are often setting up as challenges to ourselves to try to create things using only Edit and Continue without restarting the app. And often we are very successful at that. Octacon 1084 says, that is awesome. Speaking about not feeling special, blow it up, Miller, says Seth. Here, I'll show you Chaos Bolt here. Let's throw Chaos Bolt at level 4 right there. Will give me advantage on this as well. Here comes the roll. Got some choices of force or poison right there to use. That's it. That's the hit. We got the dice cleanup effects as well. Here they come. All kinds of fun stuff. You're digging the fire mustache right now. It's kind of cool. Little Mario thing. That's my wild magic check. If that were a 1, everything would go just crazy. But it's not a 1, so we're good. Yeah, that's it. Different players have different effects, that sort of thing. Fireball. Shows me I got a D6 I'm going to roll for the damage on that. Yeah, just fun stuff. All right, so let's figure out this. We got to get this down. We're going to try to get it right down. The first thing to do is I'm going to move it down. Next thing we're going to do is scale it so it fits. And then we're going to get the right and left edges and put those around because the nameplates change size. So we need to get that all lined up correctly. So let's go do that. Here's my wild magic roll. I'm going to let that go. We're going to have a 1, so we're good. I'm adding it right here at this 900. This is what I need to change. And I need to change it by the height of this guy right here. What is that height? It's about 40 pixels. So it's basically going to say we're going to go to 1080 minus 40. Let's just throw that out at it for now and let's try it. So I'm going to go into my front overlay, refresh that, refresh over here, and I think it thinks I'm still in combat, so I should just be able to hit the next turn button, and there they are. It's not too bad. It's a little low. It's a little low. let's move it up like by about 8 pixels. That's 32, I guess is what we'll do. So let's say, let's declare a constant for this. This is going to be my nameplate. Highlight top. It's going to be equal to that. So it says, the last time I worked on something with Miller, we made a way to control VS with hand gestures. We almost made it work all the way. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Yeah, I'm really big on UI, and I'm always thinking about what's the shortest, fastest way from point A to point B. Really, like in not only in terms of motion, but also in terms of communication, right? Getting how do we communicate the information very quickly? What's wrong here? Nameplate, highlight top. Aren't we in the player stat manager? What's wrong here? Let me just use selection increase here to see where I am. I'm in all player stats. Okay, that's why. All right, let's go fix that. All player stats dot nameplate highlight top. Okay, so that gets that new position. It's going to bring it up about 8 pixels, I think. Next, we got to figure out the width of this. Now, this part is tricky. This part is actually really tricky because the data we need for this, I think, is not here. We might want to rethink how we're doing this. We might need to have a bigger refactoring here. Let's go see what we got out here for nameplates. So this is the main backplate. That main backplate is long and can be cropped. Okay, here's the plate width. How are we calculating that? The sprite width minus the horizontal, minus 2 times the horizontal margin. Hold on, that's maybe not what I want. That's the destination width, destination height. They're both the same. Wait, let me look at this again. The sprite width. Oh, here. So this is determining the horizontal margin on either side to cut away from it. So the image is actually this long, it's a backplate, and it's cropped in to fit. So when we go into combat or out of combat, it will change its size. Let's get out of combat for a second. So I think the idea is I want to take this code that calculates ultimately the plate width. Are we using horizontal margin? We are. I don't think I need that. And what else is going on? That's not reused anywhere else. That's still not used anywhere else. That's not used below. SNESS 23, SNES 23 is following. Thanks for that follow. Yeah, I think we can kind of figure that out. So what do we need? We need to measure the text. Just clean up some of this stuff. Some of this is older code. So we're, what are you saying here? Use const. I bet you're saying the same thing here. Probably here the same thing. Const. So we get the player. We're actually passing in the player. And then we're using the player's name. So we need to get the player's name. I think this is going to be, we're going to have to do this on tomorrow's show is what I think we're going to have to do to finish this up. Because I think we have some data we don't we need data that we don't quite have. How are we accomplishing all of this goodness, asked Seth. So there's essentially like, it's almost a game engine. It's certainly a sprite graphics engine that we have built. And we built this during the show. We've been doing this like, I don't know, for 2 years now, it seems like. So like you see the code rush up there at the top. If we were to go in and type in like bang launch, like that, that'll launch the code rush rocket right there. So that was one of the first things we built. And then we can type in like bang right and it can move right. And we can type in bang right in a time and it'll burst that out and give you thrust for that many seconds. So we've got a physics engine, got planet Earth right over here. If I type in seed, bang seed, it'll drop a seed down. And so we built a gaming engine that could do this. Handle gravity physics. We can change the planet over here. We can say, let's change it to, let's see, can I do Pluto? Is that count as a planet? Yeah, there, it just changed over to Pluto. And now if we drop a seed, it should drop at a different speed. So you can see that. Right? So we have the gaming engine. The gaming engine is built in TypeScript. We communicate with the gaming engine using Signal R. And so there's a C# app. There's actually a couple of them that are running, but some of them are listening for commands in the chat room. And so when we type a command in the chat room, the C# app is like, oh, I got this. And it then sends a Signal R command down to TypeScript. Pudding says, I've been here for months and still don't know what is going on. Pudding! I occasionally have a useful tip though. So we have, so the gaming engine is there. And then on the stream, in my streaming software, I've got some overlays set up. And so here, let me just dock for a second. We're going to dock the Code Rush rocket. It'll come back up there, in the upper left. Yeah, okay, in general. Seth says, I've been alive for a long time and don't rightly know what's going on either. So we have different layers. We have a layer for the dice. So the dice roll on one layer. And even on that dice layer, there's things in front and behind. So if I come in and say, hey, let's go roll like, say, 12 D12s using psychic damage. Below the dice and above the dice, we're sandwiching other elements from the game engine that we built. So we've got 3D, plus we got 2D sandwiching. So you see there's a little cloud floating on top of the dice, and then behind you can see the other animation that's happening as well. Same thing like if we say, let's go do 5 D10s fire. There's the fire. There's a little bit of smoke on the top, just a little bit around the edges. You can see around the edge of the die, there's a little dark cloud of smoke right there. So that's what's going on there. I have, in the back layer, I've got the scroll for the characters. So if it's like Fred's turn, the scroll pops up there. Also take care of the other in-player characters. that we've got as well, so we can bring those guys up if we want to. We're basically, the other thing is we are connecting, we're integrating the rules of Dungeons and Dragons. So for example, we have over here on the code side of things, if I go get some spells up, look at Chill Touch, you can see what's happening here. And this is how we specify the effects for what happens with Chill Touch. So we've got a code editor that we built here, right? So it's got syntax highlighting in it. We're actually using Avalon Edit here, but we've enhanced it with IntelliSense and things like that. So I can say, for example, add spell cast sound, like that. And then it's actually now at this point, IntelliSense is going out to the hard disk where all of the sound assets are and allowing me to select something, some sound I want to play, like that. Like maybe I can do electricity zap, for example, as my sound. And so now when I fire this event, well, there's a lot of other sounds I was hearing. I can't tell if I heard electricity zap or not, but we could do this. We can add a delay to it, like maybe, I don't know, 6,000 seconds, 6 seconds. Try fire it again one more time. There it is, right there. That zzz, you heard it right there. So that allows us to go in and make changes to this, make changes to the code. And the other thing that's cool about this, you'll notice it says saving up at the top. This is actually reading and writing out to a Google spreadsheet that we've got out here. So I just come up here, we're on the spells effect. Let me open up the spells. And we come up here. We go find Chill Touch in here. That's what we're editing. There's Chill Touch right there. And then here you can see, here's what I'm editing right here. It's this section right here. So if I were to come back over, let's go back to Chill Touch again. Let's say I want to do a different effect in here. Let's say I want to add, so I'm going to say, whoops, add spell, cast effect, and now it's going to, I've got some options here, maybe a smoke column, and give it a hue. 0 is red, 100% saturated, regular brightness, scale of 1, no rotation, no auto rotation, no time wait, secondary hue, I don't know, 220, so it would be red and blue. Maybe just leave it at that and say fire the event. We should see a red and blue smoke column. There it is, right there. And if we come out over to the spreadsheet, there it is.
Look at that damage.
So everything you're seeing, we figured out how to do on the show, wrote it all, and that's it. It's all we're using the guidelines of creating essentially ESPN level spell effect, special graphics, as if ESPN were to say, okay, let's take Dungeons and Dragons and let's create high quality effects and graphics so that people know what's going on. And that's kind of what we do on the show. That's it. I don't know, how was that, Seth? Was that maybe too lengthy as usual for me? Probably was. Okay, let's do this. Let's get you, I'm going to get you guys out to somebody else. We're going to go do a raid. And see who else is out there, and we'll send you out over to them. Chef Brent, that's a no-brainer. Chef Brent is awesome. We'll send you over to Chef Brent. Start that raid. I want to say thanks so much, everyone, for stopping by. Seth, thanks as well for hanging out with us. And you give me a chef's kiss like this, a mwah, like that, mwah, mwah. Well, thank you very much, sir. And kids, we'll see you tomorrow. All right, give us a follow if you're not following already. All right, bye-bye. And if I don't see you soon, have a good weekend, good rest of your week. Bye.